Hello, everybody. Welcome to an interesting modelling company pop-up live. We weren't expecting this, were we? Neither was I, frankly, because I thought I wouldn't be home early enough to do the live show tonight. Anyway, so we're going to do a pop-up live because on my little sojourn today to the East Somerset Railway, I was right next door to the Frome Model Centre. So there's the Frome Model Centre and got some bits and pieces. So I thought I'd show you what I picked up today because actually quite an exciting kit that I've been after since it was announced. But we'll come to that in a minute. So what have we got in here? I did pick up some Mr. Surfacer Mahogany. Hurrah! I've been after this for a while. So yeah, do like Mr. Surfacer, and the mahogany stuff is actually quite a useful colour. So hurrah! And then this might give you a clue as to what's in the bag here. I then got 2 bottles of SMS paint, primarily olive drab. Oops, there we go, olive drab. And I was looking for a neutral grey, but they don't do anything, as far as I could tell, which was close to neutral grey. So I ended up getting some dark sea grey, which isn't the right colour, but I think I can wing it. And besides which, some dark sea grey, I never say no to a bottle of dark sea grey. I'm not sure it's, well, we'll spray it and see what it looks like, but I think we might be able to get away with care and weathering with this being olive drab and neutral grey. So yeah, this is an experiment to see what that's going to look like. So what do I need olive drab and neutral grey for? Wow. It is the Dora Wings 48 scale P33A Lancer, which we've been talking about on the show. And I think this was, just seeing if there's a price on there. It was something silly. It was under £25. It was just unbelievable value. So bingo, I picked one up. Drew's got one. Drew's got the other boxing. Just lift the camera up a bit. Drew's got the other boxing. So I thought I'd go for this one because this is the one that's got Chinese nationalist markings in it. So as you can see, I haven't seen this kit at all. I haven't looked at any of the online pictures or anything. Well, I looked at the pictures, but I haven't kind of gone into great detail with it. So I'm just trying. There we go. So what is this like? What is this like for under 25 quid? Ooh, okay. So we will tear open packages. That's quite a hefty package. No, we don't have to. We can. There we go. So that's more sprues than I was expecting. So we have our fuselage halves, and yeah, the engraved panel lines are nicely done. They are quite faint. I think will be my first impressions, and I know for some people they will like that. I tend to like my panel lines to be a little bit more hefty, but we can live with that. Doesn't appear to be much in the interior at the moment, but no, that's fine. That'll hold a wash. Instrument panel there with blank faces, from what I can tell. Yep, so that's good. We can drop a decal straight into that. So that looks absolutely splendid. And yeah, I love the P47. So this is part of that kind of, part of that kind of lineage and history to the aeroplane. One observation here is you may notice we have, I don't know if you can see that, a little bit of flash there and a little bit of flash there. no deal breaker, but just worth commenting on, as is the fact that because Dora wings, they're almost kind of to that kind of Eduard level, but they still have a little bit of a, I wouldn't say limited run, but you can see the number of attachment points we've got on this. So, you know, you are going to have to make allowances for this being not quite Tamiya. And also, just looking at it, there are in some places one or two, looks like mold contamination. There are blemishes. Again, nothing massively problematical. It just needs a little bit of care. You know, once you put a coat of primer on it. Rather curiously, I don't know if the camera can pick this up. There are some little lines molded onto the surface here that you think look like scratches, but actually they're not. They're on both sides of the fuselage. So it'd be interesting to go through the instructions to see what those are. But other than that, no, I like the look of that. Oh, a lot of sprues actually. Then we have propellers, wheels, lots of little details there. Main undercarriage legs. Again, there's a little bit of flash on some of these components, but nothing that this handsome chap won't deal with. But other than that, it's all quite sharp. Yeah, quite like the look of that. You know, there's definitely a little bit of definitely some flash in there that needs dealing with, but yeah. And then we come to the engine, and that is actually very nice and delicate. We've got control surfaces there. I think that looks like two types of rudder. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to go through the instructions in a minute. Or actually, are those the elevators? I think they're the elevators. Very delicately done, this. I do like the boss there for the engine. Yeah, and getting all these bits, getting these bits off the sprue, that is what a Despy cutter is made for. That's, but like that. Then we have here, we have the cowl, which is thankfully molded in one piece. Got the exhaust there. Then we've got the undercarriage legs, got the gear bays, which look very P47-ish. We've got the seat there. Again, there's we can see there some flash there. And we've got a little bit of flash around the seat. It's not a criticism, it is an observation. So you are going to have to go, you are going to be going into this kit with some kind of limited run experience, I think is the best way of putting it. And then we have the upper wings. The detail on those is quite nice. Ailerons are separate. Again, quite a lot of sprue attachment points you might notice there. So that's jolly good. And then the underside of the wing with this nice mix of raised bits here and then recessed bits for the panel lines and the access panels. Again, just little bits of flash on it. It's going to take a little bit of care and clean up. Then we've got the canopy. I'm not going to take it out there, but essentially you've got the, what's going on there? You've got the, that's the canopy, that's the quarter deck, that's the windscreen. Let's have a look at the instructions to see what's going on there. So, oh, hang about. We also have a nice little thing of photo etch bits here, which is very nice. And the decal sheet, which we're just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. You know, it's not like somebody does Chinese nationalist roundels and gets the number of kind of like points wrong. Moving on. Instrument panel decals, very nice. So let's get on with the instruction booklet. And you get a mask. Oh, you get a canopy mask as well. Okay, jolly good. I'm sure there's probably bits on here that aren't used, but we'll come to those in a minute. And so, yes, it looks like you can do the instrument panel several ways. You can either layer it as etch, or you can use the injection molded parts. There's the gun breeches that go into the back of the firewall there. That's quite a complicated build for the engine, because you're not just putting it onto a solid mount, you are actually mounting it onto rocker, actual mechanism as well. Supercharger, there's the supercharger exhaust pipe there. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, blimey. There's quite a bit going on with the engine there, with lots of little separate bits going on. Engine cowl. As I say, there you go. See, look, that is quite a an involved assembly, which it would be interesting to know whether how much of that is visible at the end of the day. I get the feeling you probably could leave that off, but we'll find out when we actually get around to building this, and we will be building this. And then we get okay, there it is. There's the quarter deck there. Yeah, canopy, windscreen. I didn't know whether there was like another option or something, but no, that's all fine. That goes on there, blah blah blah. Jolly good. And then we have the markings, where what have we got there? 1 scheme, 2 schemes, 3 schemes, 4 schemes. Yeah, okay. Yet again, and this is one area that Dora Wings really wish they could kind of like really tighten this up, is that they give you a color table. It's very good, nice color table of color matches and everything, but on the actual finishing diagrams, there's absolutely nothing to steer anybody as to what the colors are. Now, I know they're olive drab and neutral gray, but I had this with the little Percival Proctor as well. It's odd that they don't include some kind of color key. They go to extraordinary lengths to do a quality product, and as I say, you get photo etch bits, you get canopy masks, you get a nice decal sheet. It is beautifully done. Excuse me, but then something as obvious as actually giving you a color key for external finish, there's nothing there. There is that, but then there is absolutely nothing to absolutely nothing that appears to be tied to the external finishing. So that's strange. I do believe that is an area that Dora Wings could really tighten up on. And yes, I I am coming at that from a professional point of view, because obviously for the work that I do, you're always trying to make sure that you are giving people as detailed a steer as possible when it comes to painting a model. But I do like these schemes, and this is when I kind of asked Drew which one he bought, and I had a look at this, and I thought, yeah, I'll get around to doing one. I actually really fancy doing something in Chinese nationalist markings and doing that kind of nice weathered olive drab kind of finish, which is why I'm not really I'm not going to be too precious about whether dark sea grey is an exact match for neutral grey, because by the time we've kind of done weathering and stuff, it's all going to be relative. The wrong color may look like the right color, let's put it that way. But what a fabulous looking aeroplane. I especially like that huge supercharger exhaust right down the underside there. And yeah, it is an important little piece of the P47 family, which hasn't been done. So overall, I'm impressed. We will have to wait to see how it all goes together. And I certainly did come across some problems with the little 72nd scale Percival Proctor. So, there's a certain amount of kind of like caveat emptor here. But I certainly like their ambition, and I like their approach and their style. So I definitely will be building this one. This isn't going to be one that's just going to sit in a shelf here and not get anything done with it. We are going to build that, which is why we today specifically got some paints to actually try out on it as well. So yeah, I think that looks rather splendid. And compared to what a beefcake the P47 is in 48 scale, it's actually really quite surprising how diminutive the P43 is in comparison. It's excuse me, it's almost like a scaled down version of a P47, but fabulous packaging as well. Beautiful box art. Yeah, I think Dora Wings, they're on the right path. As I say, just one or two things they could probably do with just tightening up with, and especially those finishing instructions. But other than that, yeah, like that. Very impressed. Let's just go through the comments here. Blah, 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 blah. Rob Monfils says, image is a bit washed out. No, that's not the image, Rob. That's me. And he says, is the video freezing intermittently for anyone else? No, it all seems to be fine. But like I say, this is only a an unexpected pop up because I got home a bit early. Yeah, and Jim Aldegott says, I see it's the P43. Yeah, it's the Dora Wings P43. So yeah, what an interesting little aeroplane, really. And as I say, it is surprisingly, you almost think it is going to be on a par with the P47 in terms of the overall dimensions are there. It's just the shape that ended up being kind of like reduced and everything. But no, this is actually a really quite small aeroplane, almost kind of Spitfire or Hurricane sized. So anyway, there we go. It's like I say, this is only a quickie tonight, and I do apologise for the lack of a proper show. But as I say, I was fully expecting to still be travelling back from the railway today. But there we go. So we should be back Sunday. I'm waiting to see what my travel plans are. But in the meantime, we are also piecing together the menu for the Festival of Modelling as well, which will be in just over a week's time. So I need to get a wiggle on with that. Other than that, it just remains for me to say thank you for watching, and we will hopefully see you soon. So until then, stay safe, stay out of trouble. See you later.